gonna be real with you. Great way to start the video. So I'm stuck in my front yard. Obviously, I understand there's like no weight in the bed, but like this truck sucks in the snow. I'm just gonna be freaking honest with you. This truck is not even half as bad. I can manage with this. That thing, I couldn't tell you why. It's just horrible in the snow. I can't get any traction whatsoever. But basically what we're getting at is we're gonna hook the 6.7 up to that trailer, pull it forward a little bit, and then just kind of show you guys our setup. In this video, once I get it unstuck, I'm gonna be going over what I paid for the truck, the trailer, my 6.0, just the entire red setup. So make sure you guys stick around for the very end where we combine all the prices and just give you the final count of our costs into it. And a lot of you guys are actually gonna be surprised by the cost. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Now let's get this freaking piece of crap backed up to that gooseneck and get this video started. So I had to remove that middle headrest. Oh, my tailgate's gonna hit. That snow sets me up a few inches off the ground, so now I gotta raise the trailer even more. There you have it. Trailer's hooked up to the 0.67 Power Stroke. Now let's grab the 6.0 and I'm gonna set it up next to this truck just so we can get like a nice little shot. Well, we just put on the charger. I guess that's what happens when you leave your stuff sitting for a few weeks and you get in the negatives and don't plug your stuff in, kids. We're just gonna go ahead and let that charge, continue our video until it gets enough juice to get started. We're gonna start off with the 6.0 Power Stroke. We're gonna include that in the entire bundle. We're gonna be kind of going between like the 6.0's price, like more or less what I think it's worth, what I paid for the trailer and the truck, which I feel like I got a pretty good deal on a lot of this stuff. Now, as far as the 6.0 back here goes, it's hard to put a number on it. To me, it's priceless. I would never sell it. But with what people put their price of trucks up nowadays, you know, I feel like someone would post a clean 6.0 Power Stroke like this for like $20,000, $25,000. Will they get that? I would say probably not, but in today's market, they probably would. A clean 6.0, you'll get like 25 grand out of it. Now, I would never sell this truck. I don't care if someone gets me $25,000, $30,000. It is not for sale, no matter what the number is. We're just throwing a number on there, which can be more or less off, depending. Some of you guys might think like, it's an XLT, it's only worth like 10K. Just because you put more than what it's worth in it doesn't make it worth that. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It can be a $5,000 truck up to a $25,000, $30,000 truck. It's just your own perspective on what you'd be willing to pay for this. Because if you went to a bank, they probably wouldn't loan you anything for that. So just off the bat, I think a good medium would be 25K, honestly, if we were just to put a price on it. Now, I did purchase this truck for $12,500, and I probably could have bought 3 trucks for that amount. So like, just do the math, 3 times $12,500, whatever. And a lot of it was because I redid this truck so many different times throughout the whole years I've owned it. But because we all grow and learn, you dump money into things you shouldn't have, you lose money on it. And then you finally get to that point where you're like, man, I would have saved a lot more money if I'd have just gone directly this route instead of this one, that one, that one, that one, that one, until finally get to this one. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's move on to my trailer. This is a 2016 Elite trailer. It's a 20+5, so 25-foot gooseneck. I looked for literal months to find something like this. I kept finding black ones everywhere. You know, just the typical goosenecks, but I couldn't find anything in red. I looked for 3 months for a trailer like this, and the funny thing is, the one that I picked up before this was gonna be black, it was actually 500 bucks more. And when I got there, because it's in Oklahoma, they don't need a title. It's like a certificate of ownership or something weird. Well, that doesn't fly here in Missouri. Over there's the Wild West. Over here, you need to have a title saying that this is yours. That's why some stuff gets stolen here in Missouri, and people will go out there in Oklahoma because you don't need a title or anything for them. The title, there was no title. It was just certificate of ownership. That wasn't going to work over here. We literally had the gooseneck hooked up to my 6.7, gave him the $6,500 cash for it, and then when he gave me the paper, he's like, here you go. And we looked and we're like, where's the title? He's like, that should be all that you need. Well, that wasn't all that we needed. We ended up unhooking the black gooseneck, and that's basically the end of story. So fast forward 3 weeks, still looking, come across this one, and the pictures weren't the best. I'm like, I'll go check it out. It kind of looked dinky in the pictures. They weren't amazing. I drive all the way out there, and super nice guy had put a new deck on this side. I was just looking, I'm like, this is a nice trailer. Like, this is not bad. This is actually 2 years newer than the other one. It was a 14, this one's a 16. It's an elite trailer. So then I got around to looking at it. All the tires had a bunch of dry rot, and I'm just like, this thing is gonna need tires. What's the best that you can do? He's like, how does 6,000 sound? So picked up the trailer for $6 grand. I ended up putting $500 in it because I got some heavy duty gray max tires, I believe. They're just a very higher ply, have a higher rating for more than I'm towing. So I'd rather have that than have a normal rated tire and have more blowout. So I basically ended up paying $6,500 for it, but it went back into the tires. So far we've had a bunch of drives and haven't done so bad. So now we get to the big boy, the grand total of our costs on this entire setup. This is my 2014 F250. It's got the 6.7 Power Stroke in it, 4-wheel drive, 8-inch lift, 36s, 26-inch by 14-inch wide wheels. Just a beautiful beast of a truck if we're not dealing with snow or mud. Does great hauling. Most ironic thing is whenever I purchased this truck, it had the exact same miles as my 6.0 Power Stroke. I bought my 6.0 Power Stroke with 138,000 miles, and this one, same thing, 138,000. 6.7 and 6.0, 8-year difference between the two when I bought them, and both have the exact same miles, which is super ironic because I spent months and months trying to find a truck. So I drove all the way to Illinois to buy it from a guy. As soon as me and my brother saw it, I was just grinning ear to ear, and I'm like, this is gonna be my truck. So anyways, we went out and bought it for a grand total of $35,000, which is not bad because whenever we blue booked this truck, stock, nothing done to it, it was running for about 40. So we got a 5,000 under, and we got it with an 8-inch lift, striker bars, paint matched everything, tuned, weight reducted, Boost Auto Parts mirrors. It just had a bunch of pros. So we're $35,000 in on this truck, $6,500 in on that trailer, and $25,000 in on the 6.0, which altogether puts us at a grand total of $66,500 in all for this. And the most ironic thing about this is the reason I wanted to do this is because I didn't want to pay people to haul me to shows. They're like, yeah, we want $1,000 or, you know, $1,500 for fuel, $700. And to me, I'm like, man, $1,000 to haul me to a show there and back. I'm just gonna go spend $40,000 on my own setup so I don't have to pay someone $1,000 every show. So you gotta be smart with all that, guys. I'd like to think of myself kind of like a businessman, you know? So, I mean, I think it was worth it. So some other people are just like, why wouldn't you just pay $1,000? That's actually really cheap. To get it hauled to shows, you're usually looking at $2,000, you know, something like that, you know? But I just like doing my own thing, you know? But I don't know, you guys tell me, did I overpay on this stuff? Do you guys think that I could have got a better deal? Or do you think I was just scoring fair on the trailer? If we're actually talking about what I've spent on everything, I probably have more in that 6.0, so that number should technically be higher. But I feel like that's just a pretty safe bet and a number about of where we're at. Now, you guys don't have to be rich to afford a setup like this. Just saving up your money and finding different routes of income. If I had solely just relied on my 9-to-5 job, I wouldn't have that trailer, I wouldn't have this or any of it. Honestly, the only reason I have any of this stuff is because of my social media. So, you know, I got my full-time job to put all my money towards bills and like a little bit of extra money here and there for other things. But then the money that I earn from my social media, I put that back into myself. I reinvest into merch, you know, from that merch I buy this and things that are going to make me more money. All these things that I'm buying are not only for my own pleasure, but they're an investment. I use all this stuff behind me for social media to help grow my page. And honestly, if it weren't for that, I probably wouldn't have bought any of this stuff, or else I would have no use for having any of this stuff if I wasn't gonna invest it or use it for my business, if that makes sense. I'm just in love with the setup. I'm super happy with where we have gotten in just 1 year. I can't imagine what we're gonna be doing or where we're gonna be at the end of 2025, moving into 2026. So I would greatly appreciate it once again if you guys could like and subscribe. That would help me so much. I'm not just some D-bag influencer that just begs for subscriptions and likes. I genuinely appreciate every single one of those things. And I promise you will be making the right person famous. I will not let you guys down. I promise that subscription and that like will not be wasted. So with that, I'm going to end it there. Make sure you guys check us out because on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we upload 3 times a week, all different types of content. Make sure to check out my other videos down below. We will see you guys on the next one. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'm a cat. I'm a kitty cat. I go meow, 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 meow.